Hi, it's Rupert Hine here from Action Coach near Kinross, and I'm joined today by Andy MacDonald of AGM Stone. Welcome, Andy.
Hi, Rupert, how you doing?
Fantastic, thank you very much. So, Andy, you own AGM Stone. So, tell us,
Yes.
what does AGM Stone do?
We are we're a specialist restoration and conservation masonry contractor, covering all aspects of stonework, specialising in historic buildings, listed buildings, that kind of thing.
Fantastic. So, you're used to playing with big, heavy stuff, lots of
Yeah,
big buildings.
yeah,
So,
that's our kind of standard. So yeah, anything big and scary and old and looking dangerous, that's it seems to be what we get tasked with.
fantastic. And you've been running AGM Stone almost 6 years. How did you get into running your own stonemasonry business?
See, to be honest with you, Rupert, it was a natural progression. I'd worked, I served my time as a stonemason myself. I went into management. I was a foreman. I was work managing, for another company. Um, and then it was family conditions really for me. I had my little boy, and I just in my in my own ignorance thought that um, being in charge of myself and picking my own time would give me more flexibility with him and be there for it. And that was the start of it, really.
Fantastic. And so 6 years on, you've grown the business. You've gone from uh, running yourself to a team of what, 50 odd folk,
And there's just between 30 and 40 at the moment, yeah.
and dealing with some really big projects. So, you know, crematoriums, canals, public libraries and churches, to name but a few. How have you grown the business to that?
It's going to sound ridiculous. I wouldn't say we ever set out with a concrete plan to say we want to be somewhere after a certain amount of years. Um, Luck plays a part in it. You get given an opportunity, and then it's down to you to take it. Um, I concentrated on myself. I started myself on the tools with one or two guys, and we worked and worked and worked, and the jobs came along. It was just we didn't really go seeking it. We didn't go seeking trying to grow or trying to be, one of the bigger companies. We just wanted to do a good job and keep going from there. Certain circumstances came up, opportunities came up, and we were lucky enough to take them. But yeah, there has been an element of luck, as with anyone, to be honest. I feel a lot of hard work off the back of it, but the opportunities arose just by chance at times, really.
It's often said that luck's actually about people having the ability to spot the opportunity and the planning to be able to go for it. And
Yeah,
you've clearly gone for it. You've got you've built a substantial team in a very traditional business, very traditional craft.
yeah.
How do you attract the right people to you to deliver that quality of work?
I think in our trade, I think we're in Scotland especially, it's a small trade, it's a small network of people. Most folk know someone that knows someone. From there, it's down to again a bit of luck, a bit of giving folk a chance, a bit of giving folk an opportunity, training our own, um, and then but you're always working through personal recommendation, personal reference, and then to be honest, from all we can do, all I can do is try and make the business as an attractive place to come and work, as possible, um, so that people want to be here.
So what have you done that makes it as attractive a place to work as it can be?
Well, to be honest, I'm a big believer. AGM Stone's not me. AGM Stone's the people that are here, the guys that are here, the girls that are here. It's about them. It's about imprinting, a reputation. throughout them and letting them tackle it. So it's very we try and keep it it's quite a laid back atmosphere, but I'm a big believer in, especially with what we do. It's a finishing trade, you know. Everything you do, you see. In terms of what what we put back in the wall or what we carve or what we fit. To do that to the 100%, you have to enjoy what you do. I think if you're unhappy at your work, you're not going to produce that. So we try and create an atmosphere that, as much as we possibly can, people are happy to come to work and happy to be here and happy to produce. That's when we feel we get the best out of everyone, to be honest.
Fantastic. So, so when you look back on your career, and you've worked for some pretty high quality, pretty substantial stonemasons along the way. You've built your skills. You've gone out, you've set up your own business. You've built one of the principal stonemasonry businesses that Scotland has to offer. What's the advice you'd give to your 18-year-old self starting out again?
I don't know. I don't know, Rupert, if I'm honest. I feel like I'm very much still learning myself. I don't know if we ever really get there. It's just a case of just keep going. It's hard, and I'm sure anyone else that you have on here, any other business owner, will tell you that it's far from glitz and glamour, and a lot of the time it's far from lots and lots of money. It is hard work, it's persistence, it's resilience, and it's just a case of keep going. Um, Probably say no sometimes. Uh, I've got a habit of, saying yes and trying to keep everyone happy. But I was really lucky, serving my time and growing up through the trade. I worked with some fantastic people that taught me, are still teaching me, still phone them up for advice, both on stonemasonry and on business. And I've throughout since the age of, 17, 18 to now, I've always had those people there. So I feel like I almost feel I'm in the wrong place to give 18-year-old me um any advice other than just keep listening to the people around you. There's always someone that you can learn something from. And that's what we try and do. It's still what I try and do every day.
Yeah, yeah. It's maybe the wrong metaphor to use with you, but people are either sponges or rocks. And you're better off with the sponges because they keep learning and absorbing new knowledge.
I think you have to be. I think the day when you stop learning or you stop wanting to learn is the day when you stop progressing. Um, it really is. We've learned. I'm by far by no means the most experienced stonemason in AGM Stone. I've worked hard at my trade and I like to think I know what I'm talking about, but we try and bring in people and employ people that I can learn off. And I'm very grateful for all that as well. So yeah, you have to keep learning, have to keep progressing and just see what's next.
So you mentioned that the life of a business owner can be tough. Being in business is a bit of a roller coaster. There's
Very
some
much so.
incredible highs when you're being successful, and there can be some real challenges thrown at you along the way.
Yeah.
What have you done to give yourself the resilience to move across between the successes?
I don't know. I think you're always pushing. You've got your own personal motivators. I've got motivators at home. I've got family. I've got children. I've got another one on the way. That's a motivator. I think a lot of it's bred into you. I grew up with a great upbringing, and I was always taught to work hard and earn it. There's a bit of stubbornness and ignorance in me as well that just won't quit. There's that as well, and the thing is, when you get faced with challenges and you get faced with setbacks, the buzz and happiness of overcoming them outweighs the setback. So every setback, it's just another challenge that you can try and hopefully overcome. But they keep coming.
Absolutely, it's all about pushing that comfort zone out. Each
100%.
challenge just precedes the next success.
Yeah.
So You're about to celebrate the business's sixth birthday.
Yeah.
What do the next 6 years hold for AGM Stone?
Um, I don't really know. But we plan and we think about it, and I come up with different ideas and crazy ideas and business plans every other week, you know. Um, I think we're at the stage now where we're trying to establish ourselves, you know, in the country, in the area, as being someone trusted that we can, you know, that we're there. A bit of brand awareness and just I don't. We've had 6 years of, especially 5 years of really hard, aggressive growth, and it's exhausting. You know, it's hard on myself. It's hard on the folk that are trying to keep up. You're constantly chasing your tail, constantly, all the time. You never really feel like you've got to a stage. So I think the next wee while will be a bit of consolidation and just try and breathe a bit and take stock and see where we go from here. You know, I think again we have to be honest with where the trade is in Scotland, which is something I'm massively passionate about. You know, it is a small pool of people that are doing it, and it's an even smaller pool of people coming into it. So we need to target training. I think across the board with stonemasonry companies in Scotland. I think we, you know, whether we all need to get together and look at it, but there is a skill shortage of it coming through. You know, I'm not young, but I'm not that old anymore either, to the point that, you know, 20, 30 years from now, I'll still be in the trade and I'll still be working. So we need to be looking to see who we're bringing through to make sure that that continues. And aside from what AGM Stone does, but it's what the stone industry does in this country really, and make sure that these old buildings and everything is preserved by the right hands, using the right methods and doing the right things for them.
We've got some incredible architecture, some amazing buildings, some amazing constructions. I mean, your guys were recently involved renovating a canal, I think we.
Yeah, yeah, we've done all sorts. Yeah, we're very grateful, very lucky with some of the projects we've been allowed to work on, you know. So we've been very lucky that way. Which is fantastic for it's I think as a tradesman, as a stonemason, it's what you want to be doing, you know. If you're passionate about what you do, working on some of these buildings is amazing, you know. So never forget that, you know, never forget how grateful we are to be involved.
And I mean, I guess a lot of the work that you're working on buildings. The work that you're doing to restore buildings will outlast all of us.
Yeah, I certainly hope so.
so,
But yeah,
so what would you say to somebody starting a career or thinking of starting a career in stonemasonry?
I think it's fantastic. I really do. I think it's so varied. There's so many avenues within the trade. You know, there's trades within the trade itself. You can, you know, you can go and you can do all routes, or you can specialize in one route. I think it probably gets a bad press as well. It's, you know, it's a hard on the body, heavy lifting, very dusty, not good for your health. The way construction and, you know, especially stonework as well has gone in the last few years is that none of that's allowed anymore. You know, health and safety has been implicated now that it's on a par with any other trade. You know, we are safe. We're making it safer. We're making it healthier for everyone. There's good working conditions. You've got a chance to leave your own mark on Scottish history. You know, and preserve these buildings. You mentioned yourself the architecture in this country is phenomenal. So much history there. So to have the chance to create and be involved in stuff like that, it's fantastic. You know.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, look, thank you for sharing that with us. You know, it's been an interesting journey watching you create what you've created. Um, you know, you've grown the business out of all recognition from where it started. You've certainly left your mark on Scottish history with the buildings that you've restored, and yeah, really interested to see the way that you continue to bring the next generation on Starting, of course, with that new arrival you were talking about.
I
So
appreciate that. Yeah.
thank you for spending some time with us today.
Thanks, Rupert. Appreciate it. Thank you.